Recently, I overheard a couple guys discussing two really great strength exercises, the Romanian deadlift and the stiff leg deadlift. Sadly, the misinformed guy told the uninformed guy that the two moves were basically the same thing. This is bad information and calls for another fitness-focused video. Another reason I wanted to focus on the various deadlift options is because I see that this is another one of those areas of the gym that you've been avoiding. After watching this episode, I hope to see you walking with confidence over to the deadlift area of the gym and showing off your deadlift skills. Before I get into the differences between the Romanian and stiff leg deadlift, I'll point out a couple things. First, the standard bar that is used in a bench press, squat, or deadlift area is 45 pounds. Second, unlike the weights that you find near the bench press and squat rack, the weights in the deadlift area are larger and a bit softer. They're called bumper plates. From where you're sitting, this looks like a fair amount of weight, but it actually is only 65 pounds as these plates are only 10 pounds each. So, since I don't know how many takes it's going to take to get this right, I'll just stick with this weight. Okay, let's start with the Romanian deadlift. Begin by standing behind the bar with your feet about shoulder width apart. With a slight bend in your knees, grasp the barbell with an overhand shoulder width grip. Lean forward from your hips while pushing your glutes back. For each rep, maintain the arch in your lower back as you lower the bar to about mid-shin. Then extend your hips to get back to the starting position. Notice that the bar always stays in contact with the legs. The Romanian deadlift primarily works your hamstrings and glutes, so you'll want to do this move in the leg section of your workout. On the other hand, stiff leg deadlifts put greater emphasis on the lower back while still involving the hamstrings and the glutes. For this reason, you'll want to use lighter weight and higher reps when doing this move to avoid injury. The stance and grip are the same for both of these deadlift moves, but when you do the straight leg deadlift, your legs are straight with only the slightest bend so your knees do not lock. In the stiff leg deadlift, you will bend at the waist instead of the hips. That means your lower back will not maintain the arch. The bar will come closer to or may even touch the floor in the stiff leg deadlift. Another difference between this deadlift and the Romanian deadlift is that the bar will remain a few inches in front of your legs. A final difference is at the top of this movement, you extend your torso to return to the starting or standing position. Now we're on to one of my favorites, the traditional deadlift. I love the deadlift for working on glute, hamstring, and quad strength, but really there's hardly a muscle that isn't working when you deadlift, especially on that first rep. Stand approximately 1 to 3 inches from the bar with feet hip width apart. Hinge forward at your hips and using a strong grip, pull yourself down to the bar until your shins are touching it. Keep your back flat. The bar should be directly under your shoulder blades at the start of the lift. Brace your core as you lower your hips to get into position. Maintaining full body tension, think about driving the middle of your feet into the floor like you are pushing on a leg press. Once the bar gets past your knees, drive your hips forward, tighten your glutes even more, and finish the move with your body in a straight position. I prefer what is called the touch and go method, so I keep the movement going without a pause at the bottom. I also make certain that although the weight touches the floor, it does not bounce off the floor in order to maintain tension throughout the whole movement. All right, you now know more about the deadlift than most gym rats, and I think it's high time you strut your stuff over to the deadlift area and start schooling some people. I hope you will include at least one version of the deadlift in your workout routine to help you achieve total strength fitness.